To another episode of Behind the Breeding Barn with Cobbitty Equine Farm. And as we, I guess, transition in this year's season from breeding season to yearling sales time, we're going to be catching up with several key vendors as they get their youngsters ready to present for sale as part of the 2025 sales season. Off the back of an enormous 2024 as breeders, it's great to have Phil Thurston, of course, alongside his wife Denise, supporting Cobbitty Equine, and they're doing so in a big way as part of this sale season, particularly with King of Swing. I'm hearing some very good things about their yearlings, particularly by King, and it's great to have Phil joining us to discuss that and plenty more. Thank you, Phil. How are you? I'm sure it's been a long and probably pretty tiring breeding season, but how did it all go for you and the team?
Yes, hi, Britt. Yeah, very stressful breeding season. Very emotional, like being on a roller coaster. I think lots of really nice highs, but very low. Very slow to get going. A lot of our members just wouldn't do the right thing until we got towards the end of November, December. So yeah, we were getting a bit anxious, but things are looking pretty good now, and it looks like we could still end with well, at least 4 out of 6 and possibly 5 out of 6 in foal. And we've got 4 very nice foals on the ground. So yeah, overall we ended up with a good.
Excellent stuff. Well, I'm hearing in terms of the breeding season, it's been a bit challenging for lots of people. So it's good to hear that you're now getting the results that you desired. In regards to the racing season, though, you had an amazing year with your young stock. Of course, headlined by Fader Waits, and what a year he had. You with Bittersweet as well in the early part of the year, and then I guess ending it out with Macbon winning the Breeders' Crown as well. Is that the best year you've had as a breeder with juveniles?
Oh yes, the best year. Yeah, couldn't get much better than that. Um, yeah, it was exciting. We actually bred 7 foals in 2021, so that was the last, and all 7 of them raced. And then, of course, yeah, highlighted by 1 wins from the 3 you've mentioned. And it happened early in the season, and really throughout the season. It was pretty exciting, ending with a nice back bond in the Breeders' Crown.
Just on Bittersweet, she was able to win the gold tiara, and there's a lovely, I guess, story surrounding her and the fact that she was retained by you. But what's the update on her? Because we know things went a little pear-shaped in lead up to the Proto Star. So where is she at? When can we expect to see her back on track?
Well, I've got her back in work now. She went to Kath Tosh for stem cell treatment, and had a rehab program down there. I've had her back home now for a couple of months, and jogging her up now. And yeah, always looking good. Um, Hopefully, we're going to see her back at the track at some time during this year.
So she had a good amount of time off the scene. I'm hearing some whispers that maybe she wasn't just having the stem cell treatment in that time away. Do you have an update on, I guess, that perspective, what I'm hinting at?
Oh yes, yeah. That was really exciting for us, because we actually picked up a recipient mare just this week, and she's got a 45 positive now to Confederate. Yeah, so we've got a foal on the way, which is really good news.
Certainly is. And that's something that you're not afraid to do as such as a breeder, particularly with your good race fillies and mares. Is it something that you've done a little bit in the past? Because I guess it's a topic of conjecture. A few people say that they want to do it or they're keen to do it. Some aren't so much. But from your perspective, have you had success with it in the past?
I wouldn't do it if I intended racing her. It certainly does upset them, and we know of other mares who've had poor racing after that's been tried while they've been racing. So, but in our won't be resuming racing for several months. Yeah, so she'll get over that, and yeah, I don't think it will if she resumes.
Well, we can't wait to see that resultant foal. It's going to be pretty special, I'd imagine, but that is really, really exciting and just further adds to the significance of that debut book of Confederate. It is something quite astonishing when you analyse the quality of mares that he received. Let's touch on the yearling sales because they are rapidly approaching. How's it all coming along? It's probably a pretty stressful time of year as well, making sure that they're all wrapped in cotton wool and doing the right thing until they head to the sales. But what have you got this year? Where will they be heading through the ring? And what are your, I guess, positivity levels like heading into this 2025 sales season?
Yeah, we're very positive actually. We're feeling good. Yeah, as you say, this time because the APG sale is only a few weeks away, and yeah, you keep your fingers crossed that everything stays good with them. But we've got 4 very, very nice yearlings. Couldn't be happier. Cobbitty stallions, 2 King of Swings, and 1 Huntsville Colt. Yeah, the 2 boys are outstanding colts. I don't think we've bred better. Um, they, they both have temperaments, both well grown, just about exactly the same height actually. They're sitting on about 15 and a half hands at the moment. So they're nice big boys, but they're both very athletic and yeah, extremely pleased. Of course, the fillies, we've got, of course, the half sister to Fader Waits by King of Swing, and just over 14 hands, but she's a December foal. So, and I think she's grown 7 centimetres in the last 3 months. So I still expect she's going to mature probably 15 to 15 too. So she's going to be big enough if she's good enough.
Absolutely. Well, she's got a fair bit in terms of breeding, and it sounds as though the best is still ahead for her. So, just on your support of King of Swing, why did you support him so heavily in his first season? And I'm sure you're pretty happy with your decision now. I haven't seen any in the flesh, but every report I get is that they are outstanding individuals, just as he was.
Yeah, we're very happy with the way they look, and they've got great temperaments too. And you know, King of Swing was such a good racehorse, and it always looked to me like he had a temperament. You know, he just seemed to handle himself so professionally on the track. Of course, you know, by Rock and Roll Hanover, well, it was nearly a certainty that we would have to go to him with, you know, with for all we know, because she's an art major mare with the Arts Place sort of line of breeding. So, you know, Rock and Roll Hanover across Arts Place line of mare is a very nice cross. So, you know, there's always different reasons why you choose staying. But yeah, I think with King of Swing, because he was so successful in Australia and, you know, Australians know him, you would expect that, yeah, he's going to be a good sire.
You would expect so, and particularly, I guess, the book of mares that he received in that first year, it's going to really set him on his way. And I'm of the understanding, have you gone back and supported him subsequently, considering what you've seen? And what have your breeding decisions been like in the last few seasons? And for you, are you more of a proven sire kind of guy, or do you like to mix it up a little bit?
Yes, we mix it up, but we mainly look at performances in Australia. We look a little bit at the US, but we tend to find that buyers in Australia don't take a lot of notice of what happens in America. But I guess we're taking a bit of a punt on going to Confederate, the first season sire, and I mean, I know he's a great racehorse, and it looks like he'll be a, you know, potentially a great sire, but there is there. And it was the same when we went to King of Swing. You know, Australians are always a bit hesitant to buy from first season sires, we've found. So, you know, as a commercial breeder, you do take a bit of a risk.
Well, here's hoping that risk pays off in spades. Just on, I guess, the eligibilities of your yearlings, is that something that you really consider when you're, as commercial breeders, heading to the sales? Because I guess for people, they want to see a possibility for return on investment. And all of the Cobbitty stallions are eligible, of course, for the Breeders' Challenge Blue, and the Cobbitty Equine Series. And you've paid your yearlings up to be eligible for that as well. So if they turn out to be okay, they can earn a lot of money as a young horse.
Yeah, the main consideration. I mean, we're spoiled for choice in New South Wales now because of Cobbitty. They've just done such an outstanding job of getting top line stallions. But yeah, I mean, now there are some really good bonuses available in New South Wales, breeding to New South Wales. Yes, well, the three Cobbitty bred yearlings that we're sending to the sale, they're eligible for all of those big races, and as you say, plus Bathurst. So as you say, if they turn out to be pretty good, then they've got a big chance of winning a lot of them, and across the like a long term, across the full year. So yeah, it certainly is a major consideration.
For those who are watching this, who have been starting to look through their yearling sale catalogue book and have pinpointed your horses, how can they, I guess, get in touch with you to find out a little bit more about them? Everybody has their own little, I guess, irks and quirks on what they want to see from a horse, or how they want to inspect a horse and the like. So for those who are starting to consider making purchasing decisions, what's the plan for your team between now and when they head to the sales, and what's the plan on once you get there as well?
Yes, well, of course, we've got photographs and videos up now on the APG online catalogue site, and we'll be putting things on Facebook shortly. Yeah, we've been photographing and videoing just this last week. They all look sensational. People are welcome to come out and have a look. We have in the park and have a look at them, which I really strongly recommend, because sometimes you take yearlings to the sales and they don't always behave, uh, naturally, or the way they are. They go to a strange environment. It's completely different when you could go to Warwick Farm, and so yeah, in the past, people have come out. When you see them in their natural environment, you really probably see the real horse. Uh, um, but yes, yeah, we're very happy with all of them, and people are most come and look at them.
Well, we really appreciate your time. I can only imagine how busy you are at the moment with all that's transpiring the back end of the breeding season, and then yearlings closely following thereafter. But it's been great to find out a little bit more about your yearlings in particular and what's to come for the 2025 season. Good luck, particularly at the sales. Here's hoping you receive the results that you desire and they go on to be racetrack stars. And we do really appreciate your time and support, Phil. Thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks very much, Brett. Nice talking to you.